What you doing?
Well, we're gonna start out with adding roughly about 2.5 cups, right, of Pepsi to your crock pot. Grab yourself a bowl, and we got orange zest. A few tablespoons or so, roughly, of the orange zest. Also the same amount of the lemon zest. Then we're gonna go with just a little bit of salt. And then we're gonna go with about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Right, get that in there. We're gonna go with the same amount of the ground nutmeg. Go with the cinnamon ground. Just get a little bit in there, a few teaspoons or so, a little extra for me. Now we're gonna go with coriander seed, about the same thing. Get that in there, see? That's what we're using, all right? All right, and then what you're gonna do is grab some more Pepsi. All right, we're gonna go with roughly about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Mix this up. All right, so now I've got a pork butt, 10-pound pork butt. What I'm doing out here is I'm doing it and searing it. That's what you want to do, is sear it. Now, if you say, well, I don't have that, and yes, you can do it on smokers and that, but we're doing this on a gas grill. So if you have a gas grill, you can do it on your grates, approximately 400. Be careful, like any searing, the closer to the heat, to the meat, the better for searing, right? And so every about 3 to 4 minutes, I'm rotating this thing and getting a nice searing on it. You don't want it to be black and burnt. You just want a nice light brown. You got it looking like this. As you can see, a nice brown, not black, just nice brown sear. And again, if you guys do that on you can even do it in your smoker if you want to. It doesn't really matter, because as long as you can sear it, you're good. Now you're gonna do is you're gonna take that mixture that we've seen, right? And some people, they want to put all their seasons on before searing it, but we're not doing that this time, right? And we're gonna get this fully coated, and not only we're gonna coat it with that, but we're also gonna add some more salt. And I'm gonna flip this thing as well and get the bottom side, and then we're gonna also add some pepper. We got it all seasoned, like I said. I'm gonna flip it, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go salt, pepper, and then that Pepsi marinade mixture. Okay. All right, by the time you got it all ready, the Pepsi's warm, we're gonna grab the butt and we're gonna get that in the crock pot. Now, you can use a Dutch oven and continue to cook this on your grill, right on your grates, at low flame at around 240 degrees or so. But I wanna put this in a crock pot because I can walk away and do other things. All right, so we're getting close to the time. As you can see here, I just made up some macaroni, right, per package. Grab a saucepan, mid-low heat, 8 tablespoons of butter, which is 1 stick, and we're gonna get that melted. All right, meanwhile, while I'm waiting for the butter to melt, right? Woo! Now, you're gonna ask me how much time. Well, that's just gonna depend on what size you're using on the pork butt. I'm using a 10-pounder, and it takes on high with liquid at least 4 to 6 hours. You want to make sure your pork is at safe eating temperatures, but with pulled pork, I got mine sitting at right around 195 to 205, 210 degrees for the best flavorful pork. So mine's sitting right around that 200 plus range right now. We're gonna go ahead and set it down on the board. We're gonna smell it. If you guys could just smell it right now, smell it, whatever, you're gonna, man, it smells good. But anyway, let it rest for a few minutes. All right, while you're letting that pork rest, we're gonna grab the melted butter's already in there. We're gonna grab approximately 2 tablespoons or so of the flour, all-purpose flour, right? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna start to whisk this in, and as you're whisking this in, all right, get it combined into the butter. We're gonna grab some heavy whipping cream, right? About 1.5 cups, and we're gonna start slowly bringing this in, get it all whisked in. You do not want this to boil, okay? So right before it's gonna boil, whisking consistently, you're gonna turn off your burner. Turn off the heat. You can see it's starting to thicken up really well. You knew it was coming. Y'all thought, oh, he wasn't going there. He wasn't gonna get no cheese. Oh, yes, we are. Y'all just didn't know when. So I got some nice shredded cheddar. You can use a sharp or mild cheddar. Let's get it all in there. right? It's a couple cups worth at least, or a little extra for me. And now all you're gonna do is with no heat, just start mixing with the whisk, or whisking, and this is all gonna turn into a nice melted cheese sauce. And as you can see, it's a nice cheese sauce, nice and thick, right? We're gonna get that mixed into the mac and cheese. Nice and cheesy, more cheese, please. Now what we're gonna do is this is all the taste right here. I want some salt and pepper. I'm gonna get all up in the mac and cheese, right? Get that mixed in. But of course, this is again, omit it if you don't want it, but I want a little bit of kick to it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of red flake in there. Meanwhile, I took 2 forks after I let that pork rest, and look at this. Right? Made it into a pulled pork. Just take 2 forks, shred it all up into pulled pork. Whatever your favorite kind of barbecue sauce is, I'm gonna try this one right here. Famous Dave's Barbecue Devil Spit. Right, so it's gonna bring the heat. I'm bringing the heat with this one, but you can use whatever. Sweet Baby Ray's, whatever whatever else you want to use. You're gonna use a couple cups worth, right? We're gonna start with about right there, but we are gonna use a couple cups worth. We're gonna get this mixed in. Once it's mixed in, we're gonna let this rest for about 10 minutes. And remember, that pork's nice and hot, so it'll heat up that barbecue sauce. The best part is when you get to go ahead and dish it up, right? And then I'm gonna get a little, you just set it in a bowl, let people put as much pulled pork as they want on so you ain't got it all mixed in. And you might get some picky eater that don't like pork or whatever the case is, they can just eat the mac and cheese, which is also good, right? But we're gonna go ahead and I got more pork than this. I only pulled some of it because I'm gonna use some of the other pork for something else. So at any rate, we're gonna go ahead and end it with a little green onion. And would you look at that right there? Pepsi pulled pork mac and cheese. It doesn't get any better than this. I mean, I ain't tried it yet, but it smells delicious. Bon appetit. Oh my gosh. Stop playing with me. Jackson. Woo, that's good. You want a good, delicious, easy meal? Probably even has some leftovers. Then you need to get out there and try this.